Mike with Mike's Bags. Today I'm reviewing Wildfire by CBC. Let's go ahead and dive in, break these bags down. As always, we'll start with materials. Slow side, this is a hybrid material. It's the same slow side you find on the CBC Ronin, same slow side as the Swag Bags Chaos, the Viper R, True Cornhole Aftershock, Lucky Bags, Pro Sniper Elite, Reynolds Thunder, AR Ripper. I could go on a long list of bags that use this material, and for good reason. It's a wonderful material. It's extremely hole friendly, but you still have some control with it. I call it about a 5.5 speed. Brand new, maybe 6.5 speed. And then as it starts to break in, soften up, kind of breaks down, I think it settles by that 5.5 to 6 speed range. So 5.5 speed. It's also very consistent across all board conditions. One of the reasons hybrid materials are popular is the consistency you get across different board conditions. So if you play in an area where humidity is an issue, or you play kind of through like these longer tournaments where conditions change as you go, this material will stay fairly true and consistent play about that 5.5 speed throughout all those different board conditions. So 5.5 speed on the slow side. Fast side, this is the same fast side that you find on the CBC Phoenix and the Carbon, I believe. It's the same fast side as the Viper and the Pro Sniper. 9 speed. It's fast. It's great for pushing and collecting those blockers, sliding those bags up the board. It's great for kind of bullying bags out of the way, cleaning up messes. Slides that board in most any condition as well. So we're going about a 5.5, 9 speed for these Wildfires. Template wise, it's a medium template bag. It's a medium amount of fill in here, but maybe it's just ever so slightly on the thinner side of the fill, which gives the bag some flop. It is not overly floppy, but it does have flop to it. Now, both these materials have some stretch to them. So this bag, when you first get it, it's gonna loosen up as you throw it. As you break it, and this bag will loosen up. It stretches a little bit. That's where the flop comes from. I think I like the flop in this bag because it gives the bag a ton of forgiveness. So if you don't throw flat, these Wildfires don't have a lot of kick to them. So you can get away with a non-flat bag and still get it to land softly and slide fairly straight up the board for you. The flop also gives this bag a lot of forgiveness around the hole, and that's where I think it really shines. Anytime you get a bag that has some flop to it, that bag is very forgiving, and it really, for me, consistency, I talk about all the time, consistency is my issue, and I tend to miss my landing spot a lot of times, a little left, a little right, and my bags are going off to the side of the hole. And a bag like this Wildfire here, because of the flop, it has enough, that corner just dips in, right? Fuller bags, that corner sticks out, so it just kind of skips over the hole. It doesn't grab. When you get a bag that's flop, this corner dips down, and all it does is when you go by, that corner can just grab the lip of the hole. It'll hook it and pull this bag and melt this bag back in. And because both these materials are extremely hole friendly, this bag, if you can just get that corner to grab, this bag is coming back in the hole. And if for some reason it doesn't, it sits there, the next bag coming in is going to bring it in. It's very easy to collect. So the flop really gives that bag that forgiveness around the hole. And it really surprised me because typically floppier bags don't have a great hand feel to them. They're really loose and sloppy in the hand. This bag really isn't. It's got enough fill in here that it has a decent hand feel to it. Like I can grab this bag, I can lock it down, but yet it's got the flop it. You get that extra forgiveness around the hole. So CBC's done a great job of kind of balancing off the hand feel with the floppiness of the bag. The fill in here is a mixed fill, but it's a finer fill, right? It has smaller, like a real small bead to it, some really small flatter fill in here as well. It's a really nice blend mixture of fill, but that flatter fill gives the bag a very smooth hand feel to it. It almost feels like a flat disc fill bag, right? 100% flat. And you know how people like that flat disc because you grab it, you don't feel the clumps in it. You can compress it really well. You can compress this bag really nicely, but you get those beads, which gives you a little bit of that extra hole friendliness, right? Sometimes flat disc fill bags want to hang on the hole. You don't get this at all with this Wildfire. So CBC's done a great job of kind of blending the materials with the fill blend, as well as the template size and the amount of fill. All the ratios, you can tell they put a lot of work into this and really kind of walked a fine line. And I think they've kind of found that perfect balance between the floppiness and the fill and the fullness of the bag, as well as the type of fill they put in here. Really love what they've done with this bag. These Wildfires are ACO stamped. So if you're playing ACO, you can throw these. Let's go ahead and jump in and talk more about playability with these. And these Wildfires is extremely versatile bag. If you want to get up there and run bags in the hole, you can do that. In fact, for me, a lot of times when I pull this material out, I like to run bags. This is kind of on, for me and my throw, this is a little bit on the faster side. So I like to get up there and just pull this material out, and I just want to run bags. I just want to put bags in the hole. I want to outscore my opponent. If my opponent's playing a dirty style game, they're putting blockers up there with a bag like this Wildfire, you have the ability to get around their bag. You know, if they've got a blocker up there, you can step out and just aim your bag around. All you do is get the corner to grab the hole. It'll hook it, pull it back in, as I talked about. You can also kind of aim into their bag, bully their bag out of the way, get your bag in hole control, or go in the hole for you. You do have the ability with shot shaping with these bags for cuts, rolls, flops. Probably not the easiest bag because of the flop, which I think if you're learning to throw cuts, rolls, flops, I would recommend something more along, if you like this material, the slow side, I'd recommend something like the CBC Ronin, fuller bag, gonna be a little bit easier for that. But if you're average to advanced, you can manipulate this bag. I was able to throw cuts to this bag and make it move. It's not gonna make those harsh, aggressive cuts that a stickier material, a more controllable material would. But I was able to make enough of a movement that if there was a bag in the way, I can make enough of a cut to get around and just grab that hole and pull this bag back in, and which is all you really need with a bag like this. So you do have the option for shot shaping, but for me, I think it's better at that get around game. So if your opponent's throwing blockers up there, you're trying to sneak around one side or the other and leaving their bag there for you. You also have the speed on the fast side just to push through and clean their board, clean the board up and keep it clean if that's what you want to do. If you like to play a dirty style game, you can do that with these Wildfires. You have the control here on the slow side to throw blockers up there and create a little bit of congestion. And you can get a little bit aggressive because of the template of the bag. I think you can get a little bit over on their side, knowing that you can come down and clip into the corner of this bag. I think these bags hook each other really well. Clip into it and pull that bag up, back up. And because the material, like I said, slow-sided, faster, very hole-friendly, you just get this bag kind of up near the hole started, and it's just going to drip right in. It doesn't take a lot to get this bag in, which makes it great for kind of that push and replace, right? Throw a blocker up there, push, replace, go fast out your last bag and take them all in. This Wildfire does a great job at that. But honestly, for me, I think it stands out more if I'm trying to run bags in the hole or I'm dealing with a dirty style opponent more so than playing the dirty style game myself. Like I said, I can get around with it from round to round. I want to throw some blockers or I need to manufacture some points. I can do that with this bag, but I do think it shines better when I'm just trying to put bags in the hole. And one thing I don't think I mentioned is the drippiness, right? I don't know how to really rate the drippiness or if that makes sense, but this bag just drips in the hole extremely well. You just get a bag up near the hole, it's going to go in. If you've got another bag left, they're pretty easy to collect. You don't have to get super cute and creative. Like I said, you've got the ability to throw cuts and stuff. But if I had a bag hanging up there, even just across this or the hole, most of the time I'm just sliding the bag right down the middle, and it's going to be enough just to bump that bag and drop it in. Sometimes just the bag hitting the boards enough to vibrate and knock that bag in. It doesn't take much to put these bags in the hole. To answer probably the question I'm going to get asked more often than not is the difference between the Wildfire and the Ronin, because they both use that same slow side. And the fast sides are slightly different. The Wildfire maybe just a touch faster, but not a big difference there. The big difference to me is the fullness. That Ronin's a little bit fuller bag, a little less flop. So if you like a fuller feeling bag, maybe you want a bag that you do want to do better at shot shaping. I think the Ronin's better for cuts, rolls, and flop just because it's a little bit more, a little fuller, a little easier to manipulate, but it's also going to be a little less drippy. And I'm nitpicking here because that Ronin is a very hole-friendly bag. I am nitpicking, but I think this Wildfire, there's going to be times where this bag is going to drip in where maybe that Ronin wouldn't. But there's also times where Ronin's going to be able to cut around better than maybe the Wildfire would. So that's the big difference to me is the flop. If you're willing to have, if you want a looser bag that's going to be better at getting around bags, sneaking around bags, slipping into tight spots, or you go with the Wildfire. If you want a bag that's going to be a little fuller, better for more control on it, just give you that little bit better hand feel, I think you go with the Ronin. Both bags, great bags. I reviewed the Ronin. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. I really highly recommend that bag as well. So it's more of a personal preference, and I think CBC's done a great job of designing this bag with a similar material combination, but giving it a completely different feel and fitting a different play style, right? And so definitely check it out, which leads me to availability. CBC has a website, cornslingersbagco.com. As always, I'll put a link down in the description for you guys. The bags were $80 for a set, $10 shipping, so $90 shipped to you. It's right in that mid price point for ACO stamp bags. Well worth it. I've been a huge fan of CBC. I've reviewed quite a few of their bags. I think they make high quality bags. Never had an issue with them. Definitely, if you haven't checked them out, I would highly recommend giving them a try. I think you'll be as impressed as I have been with their bags. If you've thrown the Wildfire, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the bags. Always love hearing your guys' opinions. As always, I thank you so much for your support, and I thank you for watching.